Hey, namaste. It's Yogini Kala. Hope you're having a blessed day. It has been very weird here, is all I can say. Um, just briefly, because this is a respite from all the crap going on in the world. Um, so there is just so much going on that no matter how calm and balanced you are, I'm assuming if you're a sensitive person that you're under a little more stress because you're aware of what's going on in the world, even if not just in your personal life. So I honor that, and I know that is the case for a lot of people, for a lot of folks. So it took me a while to get ready, people. But today, like you saw in the title, I want to talk about transformation and what are you waiting for. Okay, that's what Spirit moved me to talk about, because for myself today, whoops, I'm filming this on my computer and not on my phone, so it's a little different. So I'm like, wait, I'm dyslexic, people. So this is the card I got. See, it's hard to know. There we go. Butterfly Maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Okay, so this is a really, really good card to have. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I don't mention my coaching very much. I mention, coming for readings, you know, oracle readings and so on to find out what's holding you back. But I don't mention my virtual coaching very much. And what I'm finding from that, and also my own personal experience that I've been through, is that oftentimes women are waiting for something. Like, we're waiting for a sign, right? A sign. I don't know, from God. Is God gonna, is there gonna be a thunderbolt, which you really don't want? Usually I use the word thunderbolt actually to indicate when we've gone through a negative experience that literally shocks us. So maybe a thunderbolt isn't a good word for it. But what are you waiting for to start what you want to do? And like I said, transformation, right? It's about changes. You're experiencing enormous change. So unless you're right now living the life that you want, you have to make changes. Okay, the Percival's about to knock over a sky painting. Just want you to know that. Percival, did you hear him? He just answered. Okay, so what are we waiting for? I mean, I'll talk a little bit about what's happened for me, and please share in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you like it. But sometimes we're waiting for permission. We literally might be waiting for someone in authority.
It's 4:30.
To tell us, it's okay. You should step forward. You're good enough. You should be putting out your plays. You should be singing. You should be playing your music in public and performing. We're waiting for somebody to knight us on the shoulder and say, go ahead, right? What is it that you're waiting for? I've seen this in me a lot, and I've worked through it, but it'll come up with different things. It may be a particular thing you want to do, then you do that. Then 2 or 3 years later, you're stuck again, right? So what is it that's holding you back? Is it waiting for authority, an authority figure to say it's okay? Okay, that's one case, right? Another case, let's see, let's just take a breath together. And the second reason that I see a lot is fear. Okay, so we're afraid. It could be fear of failure. I think that's the most common one. But of course, there is also fear of success for women, especially if you surpass what your parents have done. I talked about this in another video, but of course you don't see every video, so I will touch on topics again and again. So is fear holding you back from your dream? We are afraid, like I said, you surpass your parents or your partner, your husband. Especially hard if maybe you're afraid you'll earn more than your husband earns, right? Than anybody else in your family. That can be really hard. That's like tribal conditioning to maintain a certain level. Now, most people would say, oh, no, that's not true. Your family wants you to succeed. But think about times where maybe you've done something a little different, Goddess. You've done something that nobody in your family does, and how does your family react, right? How does your sister, your brother, your cousin, how do they react when you do this new thing? Okay? This is really deep. Look into that. Spend some time journaling about that. So is it fear of breaking out of the tribe? Maybe I'll make a whole other video about that, but I just want to touch on that. So is it fear that's holding you back? Journal about that. So this is, I'm going to give you a quick journal suggestion. Okay, it doesn't need to be a fancy journal. Don't wait till you have a good journal. That's something I would do. Don't wait till it's really pretty. Just get a piece of paper and just write down, okay, so what am I afraid of? And then just write for like 5 minutes. I'm afraid of, yada yada, what so and so will say, what my sister will say, what my mom would say, and then keep going. Just keep going and write out all the things that you are afraid of from your goal. Like if you had it. So say your goal is to start maybe earning, I'm just going to throw 100,000 out because a lot of people on the internet talk about that. So, that might be a big goal, especially in your family. It may not, but whatever the goal is, say, if I had that, how would I feel? What are my fears? You may be afraid of like the taxes. How would you deal with it? Literally, like, how would I deal with the taxes if I made that much money? What would, what would the family say? Write out the fears. Would my friends think I was snooty? Would my friends not want to talk to me? What is it if you decided you wanted to actually be an actress and maybe your family background is very religious or something and they don't think that's a good profession? Things like that. Write it out. My family would disapprove. Write it all out. Find out what is holding you back from transformation, from butterfly maiden, okay? Look at this. I'm going to hold it up, really. You can see it. It's a beautiful card. Right? You are experiencing enormous change, which brings great blessing. So if you don't absolutely love every aspect of your life now, you've got to do things different. You've got to change specific things you're doing. And I have seen that it can be hard for people because it's letting go of what you know, and it got you here, right? It got you to a certain point. You're watching me, you're alive, okay? And that's what our system cares about, what keeps us alive. So even if you've been through something horrible, if you've survived, your mind, the primitive mind is like, okay, that's okay, I know I can survive that. But to go do something new that you haven't survived yet is very scary, okay? It can be very scary because, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna step out in a different way, I may fail. People will laugh at me. And a lot of teachers talk about that there's a primitive fear in the back of our mind about our tribe will reject us and we would be alone. We would be alone for trying this thing. Okay, and again, it's deeply, deeply buried, but this could be some of the stuff that's holding you back, okay, from taking a step and committing to creating what you want. So real briefly, what I'm committing, what I'm working on right now, I want to share with you, and I mentioned it a little bit in another video, I am going to be working in New York part-time and working directly with clients one-on-one, teaching them meditation, really working with them, coaching them, not just leading them in it, but teaching them how to meditate. And then the second part will be doing a healing shiatsu massage in their home. So I am starting over with that. I used to do that years ago when I lived in New York City. So this is scary. This is a new thing I'm going to try. I'm committed to doing it. Thought about it. I've sort of plotted it out, why I want to, the benefits, the pros, the cons. So I love living in a quiet, peaceful place, but I also love the excitement of a city, and you might relate to that. So I want to be able to go down a couple times a month, work with clients, in their home, and really work with them on a deep level. So that's what I'm going to be working on, and that is definitely getting out of my comfort zone because I'm starting from zero in that aspect, getting clients from scratch and working one-on-one. So I do that, of course, in my hometown, but to go into New York City, the big city, so that's where I'm promising to step out of my comfort zone. So I will update you, first of all. I will update you as I go on. And I just want to urge you, take the step. Don't keep talking about it. Don't keep talking about your dream. Don't keep talking about your passion. Take a step towards it, and then the next step will come, and the next step. You don't have to know all the steps, okay? Every successful person knows that. You sort of step forward in faith. You can't see the end result from where you are. So just take that first step. Namaste and much love. Bye-bye.